Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, out enjoying yet another day of snowboarding. It's finally that time of the season. That being said, today we're going to be talking about how Apex Legends, despite adding a bunch of great stuff recently, is still seeing a decline, and whether or not they can go ahead and fix it and what they will need to take. We're going to go over all of that. We're also going to go ahead and give out a dual katana heirloom. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill, but without further ado, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, legends, and people who still pretend Titanfall 3 is coming next year, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something a little dark, not Reaper skin level dark, more like EA financial report dark, which is the worst kind of dark because it comes with numbers. According to EA's latest financial update, Apex Legends, yes, the Apex Legends, is heading into a 40% decline bookings once again. That's basically EA saying, we're expecting Apex to get punched in the mouth and maybe lose a few teeth. This comes at the same time that the Titanfall universe is in the most awkward place it's been since the IMC said, hey, what if we let giant robots punch each other? So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and most importantly, what Apex Legends must do to save itself before EA decides to replace it with the Sims Battle Royale. Let's get into it. Apex Legends has been in a weird place lately, both financially and culturally. On one hand, it's still one of the most mechanically polished Battle Royales ever made. The movement, the gunplay, the abilities, that core sandbox is still better than almost every other competition. But on the other hand, player sentiment is shaky. Ranked is a mess, matchmaking has the structural integrity of a cardboard Nessie, and Respawn is dealing with eternal layoffs, canceled projects, and a shrinking workforce. This all comes together in EA's financial forecast showing a 40% drop in expectations for Apex Legends in 2026. And a 40% drop is not small. That's like taking Octane Sim and replacing it with pure sadness. EA basically told investors, hey, Apex isn't cooking like it used to, so maybe order something else from the menu, which isn't great. But again, I guess they don't really have to worry about investors too much anymore, as we know they're being sold to that Saudi company. But before we doom scroll into oblivion, let's talk about the good stuff, because Apex isn't a sinking ship. Yet. It's more like a very expensive yacht with a couple of holes that Respawn keeps plugging with duct tape and heirloom recolors. Now, the first thing is the core gameplay is still elite. Movement, fantastic. Gunplay, crisp. Ability interactions, still impressive even after all this time. There is a reason no other Battle Royale, well, feels like Apex. Even when players complain, they'll say, the game is trash. I'll be back in 10 minutes. And the lore and universe still have potential. The Titanfall Apex universe is a prime example for expansion. They built an entire sci-fi world and then Respawn said, anyways, here's a new Mozambique recolor. There's so much potential waiting, and according to recent rumors, it does look like they're trying to get a TV show made. And the third thing is live events and modes can still pop off. Wildcard is really fun. Shadow Royale, banger. Recent holiday modes looks to be pretty fire. When Respawn tries, the game slaps harder than a caustic trap in a small room. And the last thing, and the most important, is the community is still passionate. People love Apex. They're frustrated, yes, but they want the game to thrive. This is why feedback videos pop off. This is why ranked debates get millions of views. It's why people yell, just give us Titanfall 3 before crying themselves to sleep. Now for the fun part, the roast session. Let's talk about why Apex is facing a projected 40% drop and a huge cultural shift. And there's a lot going wrong. Ranked is in a structural crisis. Ranked has been fixed more times than Mirage has faked his death, and every time Respawn changes something, it lasts about 3 weeks before players discover a new exploit or meta that just breaks the system. Right now, the core issues are RP inflation, smurfing, cheaters, lobby skill gaps, and KP systems that encourage ratting over aggression depending on the patch. Ranked never lands in the perfect middle. The identity crisis is real. Matchmaking is also a disaster. Skill-based matchmaking currently feels like you just want a game? Great, fight these preds now. The system tries to evaluate player skill, but still throws absolute beginners into lobbies with movement tech demons who bunny hop, slide, cancel, wall bounce while shooting a wingman blindfolded. MMR volatility, geo-matching issues, and poor Q balance all really contribute to this burnout. Then there's the technical issues and server problems. Even with the migration to Amazon Game Lift, which took a very long time, servers still choke during major events. Desync, hit reg issues, lag spikes, rubber banding, packet loss. Apex is now old enough that sometimes the servers wake up and say, my back hurts today, no hit registration for you. And another thing is, lack of Titanfall content is actually hurting long-term fans. Let's be honest, half the Apex community is here because they wanted Titanfall 3. The Apex universe is amazing, but the Titanfall community got no new game, a canceled single-player project, now a canceled extraction shooter in the Titanfall universe, and layoffs across the team that could have built up any of these things. And it's hard to build hype when EA keeps unplugging Titanfall projects like they're turning off Christmas lights. Another thing is the layoffs, canceled projects, and reduced staff. Apex still has devs working hard, but the team is smaller, stretched thinner, and under corporate pressure. The quality here suffers, consistency suffers, communication suffers. It's not that Respawn doesn't want to fix the game, it's that they're not being given the resources needed to fix it properly. And along with that, and this is the biggest one for me, monetization fatigue. Players, myself included, are exhausted. Heirloom recolors, mythic skins, collection events, price increases mid-season. EA keeps squeezing harder and harder, and the harder they squeeze, the more players say, all right, I'm gonna go touch grass or snowboard, like me. All right, we've rusted enough, let's talk about actual solutions, because yes, Apex is struggling, but no, it is not beyond saving. Here's what needs to happen for Apex Legends to avoid a prolonged decline. Respawn needs to pick a lane. Is ranked meant to measure macro skill? Is it meant to measure mechanical skill? Is placement more important than kills? Should early KP be rewarded or punished? For all these years, the answer has constantly shifted. Apex needs one core ranked identity, clearly communicated, tested, and iterated on with community feedback, not silence. Along with that, they need to fix matchmaking from the ground up, not tweak, not adjust values. Fix it completely. That means stabilizing MMR, reducing lobby-wide skill gaps, better new player protection, smurf-resistant systems, regional queue separation where needed. Apex needs matchmaking that respects skill, not time played. And we need more frequent communication and transparency. Respawn used to communicate more, dev blogs, patch insights, especially in the early days of the game. Players don't need daily updates, but they do need clear roadmap, honest explanations, feedback acknowledgement, and updates on problems being worked on. Apex is too big to operate like a mystery box. And lastly, bring back the Titanfall identity, not full Titanfall 3, but Titanfall DNA. I want more wall running POIs with the wildcard added in, more lore connections, more Titanfall themed LTMs, expanded universe storytelling, maybe even a Titanfall themed rank split or event. Apex doesn't need to become Titanfall, it just needs to acknowledge its roots. You also need to go ahead and improve server stability and prioritize netcode. GameLift was supposed to help, but Apex still desyncs more than it should. And lastly, go ahead and respect player wallets again. This is simple. Lower event prices, more earnable cosmetics, less predatory bundles, and more generous battle passes. Players want to support Apex. Just stop treating the store like a casino. But that's going to be today's video. We're going to go ahead and jump into some community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at Thordan on Twitter. Without further ado, let's roll it.
I guarantee you this is gonna be shit.
Nice.
I down. Recharging my shields. Void running. Picked up our teammate's banner. Enemy shield broken. Enemy shield broken.
In the future, pay more attention. It'll do you good. Enemy shields broke.
Let me know down below, guys, what are your thoughts on, well, Apex Legends? Can it recover to the game it once was? And also, don't forget to check out my outdoor channel with the brand new video in the top left corner where we went ahead and did night skiing in Keystone. And until next time, everyone, keep slaying the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.